want to share the stage with me, but you didn't share the mop with me? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't share the broom with me? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't walk to the store to get the cold cuts to make the sandwiches? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't work after hours, 4-5 extra hours as a group to put on the event? You don't want to work? Just be real and say, E.T., I want the money, I want the fame. I don't want to grind. I don't really care about contributing. I just want to be seen. I just want my name in lights. I just want everybody to know me.
Today's show is brought to you by Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, the green juice, solves the problem of juicing greens on the go. We all know that we need to get those fruits and greens and vegetables and all that in our diets, guys, and here's a quick and easy way to get it. You just add water, drink, and let your body soak up the benefits. Visit Organifi.com to learn more about an exciting offer for you, our podcast listeners. That's Organifi, ORGANIFI.com.
Going on, world? Welcome to a special Michigan State Spartan edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, Spartan CJ. Spartan CJ. Joined as always by the Spartan Beijing sensation.
Hey, today's the only day I let Spartan got to take over the Beijing sensation. So I'm the Spartan sensation today. We got to go with that.
Just Spartan sensation. And we got the good Spartan doctor, Dr. Spartan Thomas in the building. Hey, man, how about them boys, man?
In the building.
How about them boys, man? Got it done.
Fight,
they slayed the beast.
Go team, fight.
Victory. Hey, let's go. Listen, my voice is still worn out. I'm still hurting, but we pulled it out.
Woo,
listen, man, that was intense. Shout out to all the Duke fans. Y'all had a great year. But, Zion was no match for Kenny Goins. You know what I'm saying? The 17th year walk-on, buried the three, and it was insane, man. So me and Jalen were actually over here with my brother, who's a Michigan fan, but he wasn't hating. He was just chilling, watching the game. And me and Jalen were over here because I had Toby's entire crew at my house, so I couldn't find like a pocket to get low and watch the game. So me and Jay came over here to
get low,
you know what I'm saying?
Get low.
Me and Boog came over here in the man cave at my brother's crib and caught them Spartans, man, and me and Boog celebrated, hard, and then came home.
Hey, let me tell you this. It was the longest plane ride I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I know. Did you get off and see any of the game?
Bruh, here's the deal. Okay, so here's where I'm mad. I got a word with Delta, right? I got to have a word with Delta because, I've been flying American and United a little bit here and there just because there's some places that Delta doesn't go. So I get on the first flight, I'm petrified. It is the smallest plane I've ever been on my life. No TV, no Wi-Fi, no first class. All right, nothing I can do about it. On the return flight, you thought I was an engineer. I was like, we on a CJ900. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is the CJ900 equipped with? They had Wi-Fi, first class, but like little baby first class, no TVs. I'm like, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got Wi-Fi, why? Because when I get on American Airlines and United, they don't have the TVs, but when you go to the movies, they've got satellite TV. Right. So they got CBS, TNT, Telemundo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just knowing Delta being number one, they up there, I get on, bruh, I get the Wi-Fi, all they got is movies, bruh. All they got is movies, bruh. I'm sick to the stomach. It's the second half.
So wait, was the first half? Did they have the TVs in the back of the headrest?
They didn't have no TV on the headrest,
Oh yeah,
bro.
no, you gotta have the TV on the headrest so you can go to live satellite.
The one-seater boy and the Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi and free entertainment was all movies. It was no
you can't do it live
TV,
from off the phone. You gotta have the head.
United, hint, American.
Wow, yeah.
You feel me? I'm like, y'all supposed to be bossed up, Delta. Y'all supposed to be bossed up. Y'all don't even have satellite TV on the phone. So I am sick to the stomach. Last time I saw it, we were down 23-30. And then we got on the plane, and that was it, bro. That was it. I tried to hit C up, Carl text, but you know C and J, once the game get going, that's it for them.
Oh, yeah,
they not,
my bad,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying? They not on their phone.
My bad. Yeah, me and Bug was over here nervous, bro. But, hey, the Spartans got it done, man. Shout out to them, man. That was a big win. Obviously, Coach K been a thorn in our side. And then not just us.
Man.
I mean, the whole world, right? They number one. So, you know, it's funny because I'll be honest with you. Duke had a couple close ones. And a couple people was texting me and saying, like, did you want Duke to win? And I was like, have you lost your mind? Of course I wanted Central Florida to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thought it was like some pride thing where it's like, do you want to, slay the beast yourself? And I'm like, no, I don't. I would much rather be playing Little Sisters of the Poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping on beating Duke. Like, if we get to the 4, whatever. And so, of course, it didn't work out like that. Duke won, slipped by the first, 2 games. And in my head, I'm like, man, are they a team of destiny?
Yeah.
They got lucky twice in a row. And it came right down to the buzzer, man. And we had a 5th-year walk-on hit a shot over arguably the most talented player in the world.
We got to talk about that.
Go for it. Yeah, no, that was big, man. But you know what? Here's what was funny though. I was actually watching some of the post game, and Kenny, the kid who hit the shot, if you noticed, you probably didn't see it, but Carl, you saw it. Zion blocked his 3.
Yeah,
bruh, Zion blocked his 3 just before that. So he said, the next time, instead of being scared that he was going to block it, he was like, I knew I had to push out just a little further so I could get it off over his hand because he could jump so high. And, man, he shot it, it rainbowed in and cashed. So, needless to say, I'm ahead in all my brackets because I just picked Michigan State to win it every year just because I'm a homer.
I got to go on confession and said I had picked Duke over it. I'm, of course, a diehard. I did pick Duke. I got to confess it. I did pick Duke. Yeah, I'm repenting right now, live in public, y'all. I'm begging for forgiveness.
And be baptized. Don't just repent and be baptized.
Yeah.
Take me to the water. You got to take him to the water.
Go to the water, dog. Yeah, no, I had State winning the whole thing.
What?
So, and then,
you can't do that. Your whole bracket got to get. That's like Duke calling me and asking me if I could do a halftime presentation for them before. You know what I'm saying? Second half. I don't care how much they pay me. I got to say no.
No, we can't do that, baby. So, So State moves on to the Final Four. Shout out to everybody in the bracket challenge doing their thing, man. The S2S bracket challenge. I got to be. Carl, have you looked at it, Carl?
I looked at it, C, you was like up there in the first 20. Like C was up there. I got to check it again. Mine fell down to like the 90-something. I'm like 90-something.
I think my bracket must have got lost somewhere in there because I know I was number 8. My bracket got lost some kind of way. I ain't heard nothing about my bracket. Somebody forgot to put my bracket numbers in the system.
Unbelievable. You can ride my coattail on mine. We'll just say it's a co-bracket.
This is unbelievable. No, I tell y'all who I picked, doggone it. I ain't gonna lie. I tell you who I picked. I picked Michigan State number 1 over Duke. That's for sure. You understand?
Nothing else matters.
That's for sure. Hey, I told C though, look, I told C, I thought they was going to lose UFC. I called. Then I thought, they should have lost. What was that? Tech? Who did they beat? The second time.
They beat UCF, and then who did they beat, Carl?
It's a blur now. You know what I'm saying? There's so many games. I can't tell you.
No. Who did they beat? Let's figure this out. No, they played.
Man, okay, do not hang up on this podcast because your team lost the bracket. Please stay with us, okay? Because I know what you're thinking. We're going to talk about Michigan State the whole time, and it's going to be, ESPN.
And we are. So tune into next week where we go back.
I promise you.
Oh, no, you might want to hear next week.
It's not going to happen. We have some principles to give you, right? So I'm going to start off with the first one. I told them, on everything I love, I said, if it goes that close against us, the difference between Michigan State and the other teams is we have experience.
Virginia Tech, sorry.
Virginia Tech, yep. I said we have experience. Like some of our players on the squad, Kenny Goins has been to the Final Four before. You feel me? Like Coach Izzo, like that, we have been to the Final Four. So I was like, look, I promise you, if it gets that close, we will have a chance to beat these boys just because we are not going to make the mistakes. And a lot of y'all that are listening right now, I promise you, you do not know how big confidence is. You do not know, you think it's all about skill set, confidence. Bro, I don't know. I can't give it a percentage, but I'm willing to say that confidence is more than 50% of winning. Like you believing in yourself, you believing you could do it. And so look,
and confidence comes through experience. And E, to your point, stay right on your point. I just saw this morning, which blew my mind. In a day and age where everybody get hyped up over all this new talent, they said there's 2 freshmen that will be starting in the Final Four. Out of all 4 teams, Carl, only 2 freshmen starters.
Wow.
Think about that, though. No, think about that. Because everybody talk about the Zions of the world, and rightfully so. Them boys out of control. RJ Barrett, Reddish, crazy. And out of all of that, you got 4 teams in the Final Four, 2 starters. So that's 20 players? You got 2 starters out of that, and the rest of them are, upperclassmen. E, so to your point, you're absolutely right. People, want the bright, shiny new object, and sometimes, man, the person with the most confidence, right, and who's battle tested, right? So you look at, even though Cassius and them hadn't been to a Final Four yet, it's your 3rd year. You're a junior. You done been through some battles, some wars. You got you battle tested. So.
Well, you went Elite 8, Sweet 16?
No, they got popped. You talking about last 2 games?
Yeah, no, I'm saying in the last.
No, remember we got beat. We lost the first weekend twice in a row.
Middle Tennessee, I'll never forget it. They popped us.
Yeah, Goins went. And I know a Sweet 16, we got popped in the Sweet 16. We didn't make an Elite 8 during that time frame.
I think it's like 3-4 years we ain't been there.
Yeah, but look though, the other team we got. I want.
You're right, but you got what the Big Ten
Big Ten championship.
Like for real, you Michigan State, you played some very intense high level game. Look, Purdue was still in that joint. You had Michigan in that joint for a minute.
Big Ten was heavy.
You had Minnesota, Wisconsin. The Big Ten to me, I know people will say the ACC, but to me the Big Ten is there. So to my point though, guys, I saw a stat that said, as sweet as Duke was in final minutes, right? A lot of talent. So for those of you who are listening today, don't get discouraged because you don't got a lot of talent, right? Because I say it all the time, average skill, phenomenal will. 8 for 17 at the free throw line. Can you believe that? They are 8 for 17 at the free throw line. I may be Baird, if I'm not mistaken, was 0 for 9. And all the other guys, 0 for 2, 0 for 1 at the free throw line with seconds left. So what happened was the other teams beat themselves. It wasn't like Duke beat them. The other teams, I guess the first one, it rattled out. And then the second one, my man was right there with the ball in his hand. But I think what scared him was the 1.1 second. So he was trying to beat the clock and put the ball in. Then when you got to Michigan State, listen to me, y'all, experience. My wife was so pissed. Now, guys, this year, I'll be honest, I didn't make one game. It's the first time in probably 6-7 years, since Draymond and, T. Walton was there, I hadn't been to a game. And I've been to a couple practices, but no game. So Kenny and I go back, right? Good kid, man. But I'm telling you, my wife was like, when is he going to graduate? When is he going to graduate and get off the team? Because he ain't playing, he playing defense and that's it. She was going off. Like the last couple games, going off. And I'm going to be real. He was broke. I saw a point in the game, I don't know if you saw it, where Kenny was open several times, but because he kept missing it, he wouldn't even take the shot, bro. Yeah. He wouldn't even take the shot. He was just, it was like 4-on-5 out there. But listen to me very carefully, experience, guys. He said it himself. That last shot, what kind of coach would draw up a play for a dude that was 1-11, cold-blooded? He couldn't buy a shot, and Iz still had faith in his senior, drew up a play, gave it to my man. He hit the shot. So I'm asking you this question, guys. Can you be trusted? Can you be counted on? You know what I'm saying? Like, Coach, he don't even beat, like Coach K, he 1 for 11 or something like that. And he put his whole career on Kenny. Going, it's like, look, take the rock. My man said when he shot it, he knew it. He was ready to celebrate then, but he knew he had to play defense. And so I just want to encourage somebody that's listening. You think I got to be accredited. You think I got to have a degree. You think, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to approve of me. And I'm telling you, a lot of people I know who doing well in life, a lot of people I know who making good money, they don't have nobody 4-year degree. I promise you they don't. They do not have, they don't have college credits. They have not passed anybody's state boards or, whatever requirements, and they killing the game. And you know why they can do it without a degree? Why they can do it without being certified or having, people's approval is because they believe in themselves and they believe they deserve to be there. And they believe they deserve to be wealthy, and they believe they deserve to live the American dream, and they believe they deserve to be happy. And so I just want to say to those of you out there listening, yeah, you got the Zions of the world who are phenomenal, but just because everybody picked Duke to win it all doesn't mean that Duke gonna win it all. You know what you got to do? You still got to play the game. And I just want to encourage y'all to play the game. Like, stop believing, okay, well, they said my brother going to be better than me, so I might as well not do anything. They say my sister's going to be, they say I come from a family that don't, so I might as well not try. Play the game. And no, Winston, ain't nobody been talking about Winston, but he put up 22, right? Your boy might have got 22. Winston got 20. Ain't nobody said it about McQuay. Ain't nobody said it about Tillman. Ain't nobody talking about Ward, on these sports stations. But Michigan State, you have to play the game, and Michigan State pop number one. My question to you, what's going to be your number one that you pop in 2019? Like, what are you going to do that's going to shock the world? Might even shock you. I don't know. But what's your road to the Final Four? We know Michigan State went, but what's your road to the Final Four? Who you going to pop this year? Who are you going to be like, we shook up the world? And when are you going to start believing in yourself and valuing yourself and stop looking at everybody else and saying, well, they're more talented than I am, and they come from a better program than I come from. Sometimes that don't have nothing to do with it. Sometimes it's just believing in yourself, having heart, valuing yourself, and getting out there and doing your thing, guys.
Go right through, boy. Hey! Oh, man, it feels so good to be a Spartan right now. Just let it ride for, you know what I'm saying?
So good.
Wow, E, that was a prolific speech. I'm on fire. I know you said we weren't going to talk about the Spartans, but let me tell you something. Y'all might want to tune in next week to get some real deep development, because right now we are on 10. Hey, you know what's crazy too, man? I want to give a quick shout out and maybe another life lesson. And I don't even care for this team, whatever, but, at the end of the day, I was happy for them. Virginia, you get beat last year as a 1 seed and lose to a 16. That is one of the most, it had never happened in the history of the tournament. A 16 had never beat a 1 until last year. And people memed them to death, joked them. They were the laughing stock of the tourney. You got to see yourself getting beat on one shining moment. You got all off season to relive that game every single day of your life. Even this year, Virginia was really good all year, and everybody just kind of clowned them. And they kept fighting and kept pushing, and I know they won that game in overtime. What was it, Purdue, right? They won that game in overtime, man, and it got to the Final Four. So listen, man, there's tons of, that's why you got to love the tourney, right? It's just a bunch of storylines, and, you get to see, things come full circle. So shout out to Virginia and their fans as well for.
Yeah. And Auburn, bro.
Yeah, Auburn.
Auburn, first time ever,
first
bro.
Time, right?
Yeah, Auburn.
I'm just saying it's their first time ever making it, to the Final Four. That's, in school history, bro, that's pretty, that's pretty impressive.
Auburn got an impressive checkbook,
I don't know if you
too.
like me.
You know what I'm saying? Auburn got an impressive checkbook, too. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I'm saying they got an impressive checkbook and still ain't been able to pull it off.
I think they just might have got it.
They
just
still ain't been able to pull it off.
Yeah, shout out to Auburn. Let's just say that. Okay, yeah, shout out to them.
Again, basketball, man, just sports in general. We hate to put so much on athletes, but for real, a lot of us do have an opportunity to live, through the lives of, athletes and watching, the Cinderella. You got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. And the way it's set up, the 1 just supposed to, magically work its way all the way through. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. So for real, for those of you, may you be like Auburn and do something, that has never happened before. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Michigan State coach is like, I was really praying for coach, man, because I kind of felt like when we talk about that glass ceiling, I felt like, man, it just seemed like coach can't get past Coach K. And so yesterday, man, did you see, like, we know Iz screaming and hollering. Iz is straight passionate. But did you see the look on his face, man, when he got over that hump, bruh? Did y'all, can we talk about that for a minute? I don't know if y'all saw that, but did you see the expression on his face when he got over that hump with Coach K?
It was something he didn't know how to express it. It was like that deep. He didn't even know how to express it. Like, you could see it was like you could see the joy, you could see the fatigue, you could see it all, but it's just like this sense of like, wow, like you could see it in my man's eyes. It was crazy. And then when they greeted each other, like, it's just a respect. You could see it, but man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the other crazy thing is, I thought before the game, of course, was, reading articles and stuff like that. And it was talking about how it almost became like a mental hurdle for Izzo, right? And so he started coaching them different in practices before they would play Duke, like switching up the routine, switching stuff up because he wanted to, press and beat Duke so bad. And they said for this game, he went to his regular style. He didn't make Duke seem bigger than what they were. He wasn't like, oh my God, it's big bad Duke. He was like, yo, we about to go out here and play. We're gonna play loose. We're gonna have fun. And just they talked about the mental approach being different and not making that, that monster, bigger than what it is. And so, incredible, man. Incredible win. As you guys know, we're all graduates of Michigan State. Super proud of them. Obviously I grew up in Lansing, so I can almost see, Spartan Stadium to Breslin from my house growing up my entire life. So we do get crunk. Trey's turned up. He'll be wearing green and white all week in school.
Oh,
But yeah, no, exciting times. And I promise you, if we win Saturday, expect another one of these podcasts. If we lose Saturday,
the whole episode.
We'll be right back to waxing deep.
Expect C to do one Saturday night. Expect him to call us and tell us to stop what we're doing. Saying? But can we? I do want to stop there though, because for real, man, I think more of our podcast listeners, if we did a percentage, I'd say probably, for me, I'm thinking at least 50% of our listeners are people who grind on hustling, and making it happen. And they probably have more of a Coach Izzo experience. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like they're probably not this their first time speaking or their first time, doing entrepreneur stuff. They've probably been doing it for a minute and having a hard time in their own personal space getting over a hump. And I'm gonna be real, bro. Like I'm a Spartan, so I feel Coach Izzo's struggle, if that makes sense. Like I physically was watching the game, and why was I in the airport watching, like trying to watch the first half, and I had some Duke fans sitting next to me.
Wow.
And I love it because they weren't saying nothing. They were trying to keep it like on the low. I was playing Mafia. It was like playing Mafia. I'm like, hold up, they ain't saying nothing. When Michigan State score, I'm not noticing a little, you know what I'm saying? Go green, boy. And so we were up, and then they started coming back, and I think they went up. Like I said, when I got on the plane, if I'm not mistaken, it was 30. It was like
we got down 30 to 21 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was the largest.
So it was 23-30. Yeah. So that's what it was. It was 23-30 when we got on the plane. And I'll be real, bro. I got on the plane like, it ain't over. Mm-hmm. We got an opportunity to come back, and then just before the plane was taking off and we were supposed to put on airplane mode, I kind of still had it on my cellular service. You know what I'm saying? And
I'll be riding that cell service all the way into the air, dog.
You feel me? Don't nobody judge me down the runway. I'm a cellular
Let me tell you
service.
something. That airplane mode is a joke. My phone don't even know how to go to airplane mode.
You feel me? I try to be obedient sometimes.
Bro, I just figured if we crash because my phone is on cell service, God was ready for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure what, you know what I'm saying? They got the nerve to be telling me to talk. Bro, you turn your phone off.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the stewardess, she texting. You know what I'm saying?
So I it said halftime. And just as we were taking off, it showed, I think Michigan State went up 35-30. And I was like, ooh. And so then by the time we got up in the air, it was like, at some point, I was trying to text C, but I said, I'm gonna leave him alone. But it was stuck on like 58. For a long time, we didn't, either something was wrong with my cellular, my wireless, or just nobody scored during that time frame. But it was like stuck on 58 for a minute, and then just before I started to land, they went up 66-63, and then all my service went out. And I was stuck. Like, okay, see, he wasn't answering. I tried to get Jada involved because Jada landed an hour before me. So she was just at PF Chang waiting for me. Jada doesn't necessarily do basketball, but of course she does now because she is Spartan.
Right.
So she was like, Dad, but she's slow with it though. She was like, Dad, Michigan State, we just went up by a point, but we're waiting. I said, we waiting on what? She was like, we waiting. On who? I said, who got the ball? She said, Duke. And so she wouldn't go back and forth with me. And then just as I was landing, the kid, Nick from Purdue, was like, congratulations. And I was like on the plane, go Green, go Green.
No doubt.
Screaming and hollering. But talk to me, C, talk to me, Carl. Y'all both have had to do it, in your own right. See, and you look at where we are, there was a time where, for real, we might have been stuck at, 30 in the world, 20 in the world. I don't know, maybe we were stuck on 10. I don't really remember. But when you look at a Coach Izzo, if he can get this one, if he got past your boy, if he can win this second one with all the Final Four appearances and not having all the, McDonald All-Americans, but just maybe, state Americans, you know what I'm saying? Like all city, all state. What do you think? What do you think, or what would you say to folks who are kind of stuck in that space? And it's like, man, that they're real close to getting to that next level. What have you guys done to get over that hump?
Yeah, well, I think that it's easy for me, when we were, at a place where I hate to use the word stuck, but at a place where we were learning, because I think, words mean something. And if you start saying you're stuck, you begin to believe it and it manifests itself. So the first thing, I would suggest anybody do who feels stuck is you're not stuck. You're in a learning mode, right? And then the thing that I always understood was there is a way to do it because other people have done it, if that makes sense. And so there is a formula. Now, I have not figured out the formula in full yet, but there is a formula, there is a strategy, there is a way to get to the next level because there's other people who have done it. So let me tweak and modify until we get there. So I think the word stuck may be a word that's overused, or maybe even a word that people use as an excuse. So stop using that word. Just say I'm progressing at a slower pace than I'm comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? And so again, when you put, short-term goals in front of you, and I get it. Everybody wants a huge crib. Everybody wants the private jet and the lavish lifestyle, all of that. And that's fine. If those are your wildest dreams, go for it. You want to travel, you want to do big things, but figure out what you can do to progress today. And so again, for us, I think that was such a major key in our success was we didn't ever look at like, okay, we got to make $1 million. We literally looked at, can we answer every email? Can we send every email? Can we make every phone call? Can we do another video? And we just control the things we can control. So therefore, when you control the things that you can control, you run your own scoreboard. So who was to tell us that filming another TGIM and putting it up on the internet wasn't a win? You feel me? So financially, it might not have moved the needle at that very moment, but we still were progressing because we were controlling the things that we can control. And I think people, when you get stuck, 9 times out of 10, you're stuck because you're looking at something you can't control. And that thing is stuck. But your actions should never be stuck, right? You should constantly be moving. So I would say that was the biggest thing for us is we had constant activity. Activity, like, I don't care, doggone it, you shake a tree long enough, some leaves gonna fall. And we were just active. We just shook trees for a long, long time. It doesn't mean you know exactly when it's gonna fall, where it's gonna fall from. But if you shake it long enough and remain active, I think people get stuck when you get inactive. And so you can always be doing something. Doesn't mean we were making millions of dollars, but TGIM was still going up. We were still shooting it. We were still going in, the lab. We were still sending out emails. We were still coming up with logos. You know what I mean? Like that part of it never stopped. So I never would say we were necessarily stuck, if you will.
Hey, I'm straight up a one-liner. Perfection is not the price of admission. Like, it does not have to be perfect. Like, if you watch Michigan State season this year, like, I'm just being real. Like, this year it was kind of like, man, they're good, but they ain't, like, you couldn't quite figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you're watching them, they're finding a way to win games, but it wasn't like they was smooth and perfect. I was joking all year saying, like, yo, they remind me of the Chauncey Billups Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got that kind of feel.
Yeah.
It was not perfect, but Ben Wallace, doggone it, getting up there and grabbing every board that come off that rim.
Yeah.
So, like, I just want people to hear that. Like, it don't have to be perfect. And see, you jumped in first, but I was going to just talk about motion. It's just like, literally, it's a motion detector. Like, it happens, the light comes on when there's motion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a motion detector. Like, once you're doing the activities, and it goes back to the last thing I'll say is, man, the goal has got to be so important, because who was it that came up with the Nobel Peace Prize goal? I don't know which one of y'all said it to me first. Was it you, E, or C? I don't even remember. But I'm just saying, we had a goal.
Yeah, probably me first. Yeah.
It was E?
Yeah, it's probably me first.
So I'm saying the goal was so big that it wasn't something that we knew we could accomplish in 2 years anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we knew we had to keep going at it and at it and at it and at it. Like, we used to joke and say, like, we probably won't get this till like we near death. You know what I'm saying? Like, we 75 years old. But we knew it was going to take a lifetime. So because the goal was that huge and the goal was so, like, encompassing everything we were doing, it's like we knew it was long haul. Like, you had to work every day for the next 20, 30 years to get to that goal. You know what I'm saying? So all along the way, we had these, CJ always talks about the little wins, but like still, that was just, okay, we're going in the right direction. That wasn't like we're here. You know what I'm saying? So again, it don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be perfect, but you got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep setting that goal way out ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So you got something to keep working about.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy that you just said that, because, and this is not the point I want to make, but, I want to elaborate or build off of your point. The thing that keeps us going is the thing that stops people. That's crazy. So for us, we actually set goals that we can't see the results of in the next year or two.
So I just
that's crazy.
So me, I'm always trying to figure out what words mean, but I just looked it up. And if you're out there, you're not stuck, you're stagnant. And I looked up the definition of stagnant. Stagnant says showing no activity, dull and sluggish. Yeah, you're not stuck, you stagnant. And there's a difference. So we were never stuck. Like that wasn't the case.
It was never stuck.
Because we were never stagnant. You feel me? Like when you stagnant, that's when you get stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm telling you, if you would just continue to work, like shout out to Sean, man, one of my game changers. I don't know if Sean sent you that text. Did he send you that?
Yeah, he sent me that text.
Listen, y'all, this is my guy, and I know he wouldn't mind sharing. But he was like, yo, it's a stretch, for me to, get in the game changer. I want to be a speaker, but, I don't know if I got the bread, and my wife is kind of on my head. And I said, okay, we got to make it work then, right? So I'm literally telling Sean, like, yo, all right, if your wife on your head, boom, we got Sean certified. And I just want to see if I can find the text real quick. But he said, this is one of our game changers. Here, go right here. Come on, y'all. His wife didn't want him to do it, didn't want him to spend the money to get in the program and learn how to speak and learn how to get contracts and develop programs and all of that. And so it was a source of tension in the crib. So when he told me that, I said, okay, we got to win at a high level. Thursday, 5:31 p.m. CJ, up to 92,000 in fatherhood contracts.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all helped me so much with my lane and learning how to negotiate. I'm just saying, bro. Active. Sean was active. He got the information and he got busy.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It's some of y'all, it's levels, right? Because you got some people who just stagnant, period, right? You just sitting there, you're not doing anything. You're not actually stuck. You're just stagnant, right? You're not doing anything. Then you got people who take it a step further, right? You'll show up and come to the program And then you come to the program, but then you don't do anything with the information that you get. You done listen to all these podcasts. You done been to a couple events, seen E speak. You done saw Inky. You done came out. You got inspired, but you still didn't do anything with it. And then there's those who end up getting 92,000 in fatherhood contracts like Sean, who get the information, take the information back in the lab and apply it and go 120 and now are winning at a ridiculously high level because you took that last step of actually implementing it and staying busy and not just implementing it for a day or a week or a month, but implementing it until something actually happens. And so I think that was, for us, a huge key was understanding that, hey, we got to get moving. And I told you, that was the dopest thing that he ever did. He just made us keep going. Like he would be, if we didn't have anything to do for that day, he would be like, yo, we got a meeting. And we would come and there'd be like a whiteboard there and he would just start writing like, I don't even know what he was writing, but he would just be like, yo, let's just stay active. And I could tell he was like, I'm not 100% sure what to do, but I know if we go stagnant, we die. And that was one thing that, like I said, was genius. And it keeps your squad going, right? It keeps morale going. Because, like I said, we would come in and be like, yo, we got another meeting. It wasn't nobody but me, E, and Carl. What are we meeting about, dog? We were just together all day, every day.
All day.
And we'll have another meeting. But it kept us active. We knew we had the information. We knew we had a skill set. We had to stay active. And some of you, man, you're not stuck. Stuck is the inability to move. If you stuck, you can't move. If you stagnant, that's your choice. So you're not stuck, you're stagnant. And if you get out there and keep rolling, man, I promise you something will happen. Something will break in your favor. Shout out to Val, another one of my game changers who said, yo, I was doing free gigs and I was getting tired of people, calling me for free gigs. Boom, she just got $5-6 grand to go to Cali and got paid for it. Then she called me and was like, yo, somebody asked me to do a free gig. I almost didn't do it, but I remember what you said about monetizing free. I got there. The superintendent of the schools just so happened to be there. They bringing me back to speak and they want to buy 500 books. I'm like, yo, active. That's just activity. That's just going in the gym and hooping. Like, yo, I'm about to hoop. And some of you sitting at home feeling bad for yourself, wondering why you're not getting any breaks. You stagnant, you dull, and you sluggish.
People seeing TGIMs, E, I'm going to take you back, but I used to be sitting there. You see, you just cleared up something for me about 10 years ago. We go up, the Pistons want to do a voiceover, and E's like, all right, bet, let's go up there and do it. And before we got home, E was like, yo, make sure you edit whatever footage you just got, edit and send it to them. Don't wait for them to, it's for them. Get what I'm saying? Like, we go up there and we do a voiceover or something for them, but E's like, yo, edit some when you get home and send it back to them. And I'm like, what's the point of that? But you just answered it. See, like, how many teams have we sent videos to? Again, the world seeing TGIM. We were sending videos to every doggone team. We was going to do weekly videos. Y'all ain't seeing all of that, but we were active. I'm serious, active. Wow.
Yeah, that was our one superpower, duh. I swear that was our superpower. We just go look at all. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, hey, I want to say this.
Go for it, E.
No, keep going because it's a different thought.
Oh yeah, no. I was just gonna say, go look at the YouTube channel. I love it because people now, hindsight 2020, right? You look back at them videos and you're like, oh, wow, TGIM season 1, episode 1 probably got 100,000 views. I don't know. But at the time, think about how active we were without seeing results. We did a whole season of TGIM with nobody watching. I told y'all, the craziest thing, go back and look. E was shouting out individual people.
First 2 seasons.
I'm just saying. E would be like, yo, shout out to Nancy 4712. She said, the videos are great. Nancy, I love you. Think about that. He was doing videos. There were so few times. Yeah, shout out to Nancy. Nancy is, that's a true day oneer.
She had me feeling good about myself.
Nancy is a true day oneer. Again, though, listen, hold on. And I promise you, I don't want to be redundant, but I want to make sure everybody catches this. When we were doing them.
Yeah, repetition deepens the impression.
60 views was a big deal to us because we didn't come in with expectations that we should be doing 600,000 off of our first video. So that momentum, right? We weren't stuck. We weren't stagnant because we were actually putting something out and we were seeing some type of results. Now, it might not have been crazy, but we didn't even know what crazy was because our expectations were never of something that we couldn't control. So we put it out, and shout out to Nancy. When she commented, that's how you know we weren't getting a ton of views. He was responding to individual commenters. So you can't look back and go, oh, it's easy to be active when you're getting 100,000 views, 200,000 views off your videos. No, back when we were doing them, some of them might have been at 18 views for a while. You understand something? These are like retroactively, getting viewed, right? After E blew up, like at the time, we were just active. It wasn't going like that. It wasn't like, yo, E, I don't know if we should do a TGIM this week. The last one only got 6 views. We didn't say that. We stayed busy, and that became our win. And some of you, your
Oh yeah, I think 100 might have been strong.
100 was super strong. And 5, 6, 7
I think we got 100. That was big.
That was big for us. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, man, with the way the internet works now, you come in the game, you getting 100 views 10 times in a row. I promise you, 95% of y'all gonna quit. And I'm not mad because it clears the playing field for the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Who really want to ball out. You just kind of eliminate yourself because you so worried about, what people think or it don't look right or I'm not getting the views I thought. I said, doggone, nobody wants to give anything a chance to catch on. I tell people all the time, you think it was cool when E was like, what up, ish, bring it from the thing. Me and Carl were in the basement like, yo, this is corny. Like, this ain't sweet, but guess what? He did it week after week after week. And guess what? We'll go out and then somebody will be like, yo, E, thank God. And me and Carl looked at each other like, yo, it's actually working. Like, that wasn't sweet. Like, thank God it's Monday. Think about it. It was not sweet when we came out. Like, the concept was sweet. We thought it was dope. But the way E was doing it with the intro, but he did it over and over and over and over and over. And guess what? It started to catch on. And then we put the song with it. Shout out to Fame and Juliet. When we came with that, gotta live till the mic turns off.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, bruh.
I forgot all about that. Oh, man.
It was
we had our own theme song, bro.
Our own theme song. But here's the thing. When you're active like that, things start to happen. So do you know Fame and Juliet, shout out to them wherever they're at, they just sent, they were early adapters of TGIM. They said, we love it. We sent y'all a song that we think would be good for it. Matter of fact, Carl, I might have ran a competition or something.
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, yo, send your songs. It wasn't that many people, but I was like, yo, send your songs in and we'll pick whatever. Boom. And I picked that song and we rocked that for season after season after season.
Oh, Break the Cycle, I Dare You was almost number 2.
Right. Oh, yeah. No.
Fame and Juliet just beat out. It just beat out. Break the Cycle.
A lot of underrepresented families. But listen, though. Here's what activity does, though. Because, Carl, after we did that, because we were active, then now here comes the theme song. And then shout out to my boy, what's his name, who called us and was like, yo, y'all need a website. Help me out. What's his name? What's his name, E? The kid in San Diego.
Oh, yes. Out of San Diego. Oh, is it Courtney? It was Courtney.
Yeah, I was almost say Corey. Yep,
it was Courtney.
Bruh, a kid who was watching TGIM was like, yo, I love what this dude is talking about, everything, but I tried to look him up. He doesn't have a website. Yo, I want to do y'all website free of charge. Yeah. That's off activity. And some of you sitting there and you complain about, I don't have the resources. Nobody's
Where's Courtney now?
I hope he a billionaire.
What's up, Courtney?
I hope he a billionaire. He probably a billionaire because he just believe in adding value to people. So he understand what most people never understand. And that is if you add value to people, it'll come back to you, tenfold, right? So I'm just saying, all of that activity, then guess what? People like, oh, you could use my venue. Oh, y'all could do it here. Y'all could, because they see us active. And I'm telling you, the best way to start producing results is to stay busy, stay putting out content, stay going after it, stay chopping down that tree. If you hit it in the same spot 1,000,000 times, it's going to come down. I can't tell you exactly when, but it will come down. So I just wanted to put a bow on that. But yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, who cares? So let me give you my two. Guys. All right. So my first one is, I saw this on either it was Spartan Center or ESPN, but it says, what is the best way to handle a 10-0 run, a 13-0 run? All right? All right? I'm going to say it one more time because some of you like, yo, I got hit. You know, this happened. Michigan State, like it looked like they was about to do the same thing to Duke that they did to the last team. That's what it looked like. It looked like they was just about to, what they did to LSU. It looked like they was about to just go off. Cueto was dunking. I was like, look like we about to just take over this whole 20 points up and we out. And all of a sudden we went up and they had a 10-0 run. And I actually remember when we went to the half, we had LSU up pretty tough. And then when they came back after the half, LSU went on a run. So listen to me very closely. What's the best way to deal with a 10-0 run is to make a 13-0 run, right? That's the best way. A 10-0 deficit, you come back with a 13-0 deficit. That's the best way to do it. So what do you do when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe and they don't go well? You come out in 2019 with the execution and you sell, I don't know how many thousands of shirts we done sold. I don't know, but I know everywhere I go, somebody's walking up to me with the execution shirt on. So what do you do when you mess up? You turn back around and you fix it. We didn't go, man, we messed up, it's over. What do? You come out with the be phenomenal or be forgotten, which by the way, the new generation of that boy about to come out. You know what I'm saying? What do? You just keep grinding. You allow whatever the mistake was to come back, and whatever the level of execution is, whatever the results are, they're greater than the mistake was. So that's number one. Don't ever look at a 10-0 run and go, man, they just made a 10-0 run on us. Like we were just up, now we down. Yo, I never forget, Muhammad Ali came to the minister Elijah Muhammad, and he said that, these people was threatening him, see? And they was like, yo, if you win the fight, this real. That's like, if you win that fight, we're gonna break your legs. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break your arms, right? And so he went to the minister and told him, like, they said they're gonna break my arms, they're gonna break my legs. And he said, go tell them they got arms and legs too. For real. You feel me? So I'm just saying, when you get punched in the face, you got to let life know, I'm gonna punch you back. So we gonna take some, like if you ever watch any game, it's gonna be some swings. You're gonna be up, you're gonna be down, you're gonna be up, you're gonna be down. The key is when the game is over, my homegirl, I know she's gonna be mad at me today at church is a Duke fan, see, and the 2 games that they won, people was like, they got lucky. And she said, oh, there's no luck in basketball. It's the score at the end. It's no luck. It's the score at the end, right? Yeah. So I know she was a little hurt. Yesterday, all right? So I'm just saying, in life, guys, it's gonna be ups and downs, but it's what happens at the end. Now, here's the other thing that she said that I want to drive this point home. You wouldn't even be disappointed if you didn't allow other people's expectations to become yours. Mm-hmm. You didn't even know you were stuck until they told you were stuck. You didn't even know. You had no idea you were stuck. You knew you were stuck because you allowed somebody other expectations. And look, I'm just gonna be real. Right now, I'm not even talking about your haters. It could be your mom's expectations, right? My mom's expectations for me was to get a job and to be settled. And I'm not mad at her at all. But I remember the day I blew up is I started saying, yo, Ma, I love you, but let's not talk about my job no more. I'm not interested. Let's not have this conversation no more because it's getting like, it's like I'm losing energy talking to you. And it's getting to a point where it's almost like you negative a little bit here. Now, I know you don't mean no harm, but since this is a realm you're not familiar with, you just do the work thing. Let me do the entrepreneur thing. Because I ain't never said nothing to you about having a job. So like, just let me do my entrepreneur boy. My wife, I love my wife. But I had to let my wife know, like, yo, there's a certain point in my life where it's like, yo, for real, do me a favor, chill out on that. Like, if you want the work and steady job, you go do that and let me go do what I'm doing because I can't live under nobody else's expectations no more. Like, I gotta die shooting. Listen to me. The thing that I love about the play Hamilton, when they first came out, the theme song they kept singing was shoot your shot. And Kenny Goins, my God, he shot his shot. After missing 11 of them jokers, he shot his shot. I'm saying to you, shoot your shot. Like, yo, for real, shoot your shot. Don't shoot your mama's shot. Don't shoot your daddy's shot. Don't shoot your brothers or sisters' shots. Like, don't shoot the shot your auntie wants you to shoot, or your grandma think you should shoot, or your high school teacher think you should shoot. Shoot your shot. Like, for real, like Goins, it done got blocked. It's okay. Don't let the last play that your family remembers or you remember is when you got blocked. And you was like, I ain't gonna shoot again because I got blocked. Do not let that be the last. That's all I'm asking you. Whatever your disappointment is, look, we all have them. But don't let that be your last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out like that. Like, take your next shot, do whatever you do. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. So C said, we never counted, right? So I had to tell a young man the other day, he was like, yo, E, bro, it seemed like every time you drop something, the other day you dropped something, it got almost 800,000 hits. And it seemed like consistently you over 100. And I said, look, can I be real with you? Like, first of all, I'm not into that. I don't look at it like that. I put my stuff out and I go somewhere and like, listen to me. When I put my message out and they put it up on social media, I promise you, I'm not focusing on the numbers. I'm focusing on, hey, get a team something else, E. Get them another fire boy to put up. So whatever they put up, that's their business. But make sure next week, like tonight, I got the advantage, the success. I promise you, my main focus is going to be get them some heat, get them some fire that they ain't never had before. And I told a good friend of mine, I said, look, I have 100,000 hits. You probably got about 2,300. You got about, no, I think they got about they might get a little bit over 100 hits. I said, if you were to look at the percentage, I got 1 million followers. If you divide that, you know what I'm saying, or do 10% of that, that's what this is. 100,000, 100 million, 1 million followers. It's 10%. If you were to look at yours, you got about, you know what I'm saying, 2,000 followers, and you got 200 hits, 100 some hits. It's 10%, bro. I'm being real. We both right about 10%. You know what I'm saying? But you looking at mine because I got so many followers and you trying to do what I do with 2,000 followers when I got 1 million followers. So it ain't like, and I'm just being 100, it ain't like 1 million of my people are necessarily going to every single one. I don't know how many people do it regularly. But what I'm saying is when you look at the percentage, we pretty close when it comes to the percentage. So your problem is you looking at me and you looking at my numbers and like E numbers is crazy. I shouldn't even try because I can't keep up. Well, that's all relative. If you look at some entertainers, some comedians that's putting up stuff, they killing me. I'm talking about they murdering me. They getting 500,000 hits. You got some other entertainers, who are same thing, putting stuff up and getting, I'm talking about millions, some of them getting millions of hits. I'm not sitting here comparing myself to no doggone comedian, actor, basketball player, football player. I'm not saying, man, he got 1 million more followers than me. Man, he must be doing way better than me. I should just shut my shop down. No, I shoot my shot because those 100,000 viewers may not even be the truth. You got schools watching it. You got families watching it. So in reality, my joint might be because a whole family watching it. It may only click 100,000. It could be 400,000. Same thing with you. You don't know how many groups are watching your stuff when you watch it. But now all of a sudden that you made the external the focus, now all of a sudden you like, yo, I'm not doing it. And guess what happened? Man, I'm not better than them. Then the negativity sits in, and then the woe is me sits in, and then it's like no energy sits in, and you are doing your thing, but you're doing it with little or no energy. You're only putting 70% in it, and you just like, man, I'm not as deep as him. I'm not as deep as her. My stuff ain't as sweet. I can't get no, they got, look at they stuff so crisp. But it wasn't like that when we first started. We can pay people now, but you looking at the 2019 ETA and you're not looking at the 2006 boy. When we try to have that fire black boy with the orange, you know what I'm saying, coming out, and we never have enough money to get the website done and finished. You didn't see that part when we was working out of I don't even know. It wasn't bigger than a bedroom, an office we had. You know, you weren't with us when we were walking to the grocery store and getting bologna, you know, and turkey pastrami and bringing it back to the office and hitting the cold cut ministry. You know what I'm saying? Or nuking it in the microwave. When we had our condiments in that boy, we bring in juice. You weren't there. All you see now is where we are now. And you trying to compare you to where we are now. And all I'm saying is I wouldn't compare if I were you. But if I wouldn't compare apples to oranges. I would compare apples to apples. Compare us to the 2006 ETA. Come holler at us.
You might be further along.
We were,
you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I'm talking about way further along, bro. Yeah, come follow us when we were doing curriculums and booklets and wasn't none of them useful. we didn't get nothing useful out of none of that junk other than what C said.
Activity,
we were active.
Yeah.
And that activity, turned into something.
Yeah, so let me, one more time for the road, good. I want to read the difference between stuck and stagnant. So I was looking up, I said stagnant already, but if I look up stuck, it says unable to move from a particular position or place or unable to change a situation. Stagnant says showing no activity, dull and sluggish. So I just want people to see the difference and really judge where you at. I want to change speed a little bit, Ito. I think another reason that activity wins out is because most people, the crazy thing is, guys, if you listening to this, the fact that you listening to this and you feel like, you believe in yourself enough to like try to get some information and go to that next level, you're already ahead of the game because most people don't even want it. Like, I'm just being real. Like, most people don't. Like, if you could tell me what you said to me this morning when I called you, and maybe Carl was up there too, but you told me you went to go drop off 1,000 shirts and 200 books, and you said what to me?
Actually, Carl must have started a couple days ago. Carl must have did it a couple days ago because they knew who we were when we got there, and they was pissed to see us coming.
So Carl, you want to elaborate on that, Carl, at all?
Yeah, no, they it's hilarious. So I'll get a quick backdrop. So the Postal Service, sorry to call y'all out like that, but they have this thing where they'll pick up from, wherever you got a lot of packages, whatever, they'll come pick them up. So I started like that, like, we've been running some promotions. We got some books moving and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm here close to the church. Let me grab some stuff, grab some people. We start packaging, putting them out. And like he said, we got thousands of stuff being ordered in the last like month or so, thousands. Like,
the plan,
like, not plain. I'm telling y'all, like thousands. So I'm talking about putting stuff out. I'm talking about like 200 at a time. And like literally one of the dudes just came to the house one day. Was like, yo, why don't you just take this to the post office? And I'm just looking like, wow. Like, I thought I did. That's why I called you. Like, I could call FedEx. They ain't gonna have no issues coming here picking it up. I could call UPS.
Or Amazon.
Amazon. I promise you. They ain't got no issues
Amazon.
coming to grab this money. I was like, why don't you? I was like, bro, I called you. Like, I'm trying to get you the business. So anyway, long story short, it's a lot. See, so my chameleon self, I'm kind of sensitive. So the church is like a stone throw away from the post office. I'm at the church all the time. So I'm like, yo, I'm heading to the church. I'm gonna leave some here, but I'll still take some up there. So I'm going in there dropping, bro, thousands at a time, just books, whatever. And it's kind of like, oh, yeah, you. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about ain't nobody coming out to help. It ain't nobody. Like, again, this is keeping the business going, the U.S. Postal Service going. And
it's 1,000 of them joints.
It ain't no appreciation, bro. It ain't no, like, it's...
Ain't nobody rushing to grab them joints.
My man this morning said to me, as soon as I pulled up a couple seconds before, my man was like, oh, I'm glad I'm not running your route. I'm just like, wow. Like, this is just point blank. Like, see, saying the average person is like, yo, I ain't trying to work like that. Like, I don't want that. Like, that's too much. And I'm just like, well, that's what I'm saying.
So think about that. That's the world we live in, though, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to win if you want to win.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your competition. Crazy. I'm just saying. The average person ain't trying to work. The average person, what you would rather I don't come. You would rather that the post office closed up and you got to go find another. Oh, it's cool. I'm just saying. And I'm not even hating on whoever that was. I was just laughing this morning because I'm like, yo, if people, that's why activity's so dope. that if you just stay active, average person just ain't trying to do nothing for real. They might say it out their mouth, oh, I want to be this, or I want to have this, or I want to drive this type of vehicle, or I want to have this type of life. But the average person is like, yo, don't bring that to my route because I don't want to work. Like, they just don't even want to work. Like, that's who you facing. You're not facing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your competition. Like, at the very least, you should be above average.
The federal government had to come in and save the United States Postal Service, bruh. The federal government had to come in and save them. Why? Amazon is killing them. They are projecting in another few years that they gonna have to shut the post office down. Bruh, they almost had to shut the post office down.
And we getting chastised for bringing thousands of pieces of merch.
Bruh, I'm saying I would be running out. I would be running out, bro.
Hey, Amazon dropped stuff here this Sunday. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm putting it out there. Sunday morning, I got up and I'm like, my man outside knocking. I'm like, what in the world? You know, they got these unmarked vehicles, so it's not like it's an Amazon truck or something. My man opened I was like, yeah, he's like, you got some from Amazon? I'm like, wow, Sunday morning. Like, they ain't playing on Amazon.
Bro, listen to me. Bro, they getting shut down and people don't realize when they lose their job. So C asked me the question, like, why wouldn't you think that they would rush out to get them or even acknowledge that we're there, even give us a thank you? You know why? Because when you are a average person with an average mindset. Okay, I'm gonna go here first because I'm about to get pissed and really go out. So y'all have to forgive what I'm about to say. Y'all gonna have to forgive me, parents. I'm about to go a little PG-13. But listen to me very closely. In your mind, because you are a salary worker mindset, you have a salary working mindset. It's pathetic. It's disgusting because there are kids in other countries that don't have the opportunities that we have. So it's disgusting that you would say in your mind, well, it don't make a difference if I send out 50 packages or 1,000 packages. I'm still going to make the same amount of money. That's your mindset. But what you don't see is that with these extra 1,000 or 5,000 that we about to send out, that those 5,000 is going to keep your branch open. You are going to outperform the other branches. Why? Because you are getting this volume of work. So you don't see it. But here's where we've gotten to see in this country. And this is sad. And if something doesn't change soon, some of the liberties that we experience, we won't experience forever. There are a generation of young people, probably some older folk as well, who would take money any day of the week instead of work. There are those of you, if somebody gave you $6,000 a month and didn't tell you to do nothing, you would take it, right? And so what I'm saying, see, is that, bruh, I love what I do. If you didn't pay me, I would still do what I do. I'm going to do it tonight, and I'm not getting a check for it. And what you guys don't understand is that this society is so pathetic. Kids would rather go buy Louis and fancy cars and wear jewelry and not get up and contribute. When we talk about making money, guys, we're not talking about making money. We are contributors. When my daughter was in school, when my son was in school, elementary, their teachers would teach them citizenship. We're not talking about math and science and social studies. My daughter would come home and say, Dad, I'm a good citizen. Like, that's what they were instilling in my baby. Like, to be, and there are those of us who are not contributing anything. We sitting on the couch. We sitting on the couch. We playing video games. We watching TV. We playing Fortnite. And here's my biggest problem. When a few people go to work, you want me to kiss your butt because you put in 70%. You think you're doing something. And I'm supposed to affirm you. I'm supposed to say, yay, you went to work. You gave 70%. You ain't even really give 120%. You didn't put forth no effort. And I think that's what we love about college basketball, the road to the Final Four. We talk about that more than we talk about pros. Why? Because these kids aren't getting paid yet, and they leaving everything on the floor. And sometimes when we look at, other parts of our world, we don't see people giving that same effort. You see people, and even in the pros sitting on the wrong seat and not engaged because they not winning or they not getting the ball. It's just pathetic, bro, that we have gotten away from, I am a contributor. Like, when I wake up every day as an American, I'm in somebody's school. I'm on the phone encouraging somebody. I'm executing in some way. I'm thinking of an idea. It's just like stuff that we're doing every day, not just to make our families secure, but we're doing stuff for your family. It's a free podcast. We are contributing every single week. And I just want to say, like, go spread the word. Like, get on your horse, like Paul Revere. Go get on your horse and just say, execute. Just start going through the neighborhood. Stop being lazy. Execute. And don't execute at 80% and think you did something. 90% and think you did something. Start it. Finish it. And I'm just so pissed, see, because I'm at Michigan State and kids come to me all the time. Ms. Thomas, I want a job. No, you don't. Just tell the truth. You want a check. Just say you want a check. You don't want to work. Because when I tell you, we got boxes that we got to deliver, you ain't trying to deliver the boxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Carl, I'm stuffing. I got Tum Tum Book. I'm literally stuffing Tum Tum Book. People see me on the gram. Ain't nobody hit me up like, yo, E, I want to help with boxes. But in a heartbeat, see, yo, E, I want to share the stage. You heard the conversation the other day. The conversation the other day, I got 3 days ago. She heard the conversation. E.T., I want to share the stage with you. You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't share the mop with me? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't share the broom with me? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't walk to the store to get the cold cuts to make the sandwiches? You want to share the stage with me, but you didn't work after hours, 4-5 extra hours as a group to put on the event? You want to share the stage, but you didn't drive to Jersey with me? You didn't put that time. You didn't hit all those schools for free. You don't want to work. Just be real and say, E.T., I want the money. I want the fame. I want the money. That's what I want. I don't want to grind. I don't really care about contributing. I just want to be seen. I just want my name in lights. I just want everybody to know me. And I'm not mad if that's what you want. But if that's what you want, we're not the group that can help you to get that.
Ouch. Somebody say amen or ouch.
Make that the nugget of the day.
No doubt.
Make that the nugget of the day.
It is 10-piece.
Yeah, no, and the other nugget of the day is go get
Tired, bruh. Tired.
Go get you some Organifi, okay? That's the other nugget of the day.
So you can
I need
execute.
you to get the Organifi. Why do I need to get you the Organifi? Because 92% of Americans have a vitamin deficiency, all right? Start now. It's never too late to boost your energy, cleanse your body, and feel amazing. Change can be tough, but Organifi made it easy, all right? Transform your life in just 30 seconds a day. Scoop, stir, and sip. When you wake up and drink a glass of Organifi green juice, you start the body's detoxing process right away, all right? Producing natural energy and managing stress. Start the day with a smart choice. Your body will reward you. Go to Organifi.com. That's Organifi.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, all right? Tell them the Hip Hop Preacher sent you so you can get that sweet discount, man. And yeah, man, enjoy it, man. We
That might be what's wrong with me. See, I got up at 2:30 this morning and had my hot Organifi, because you know I make it like a tea. That might have been what's wrong with me. That might be the problem why I'm so pissed, because I got so much energy. And I'm looking at the man at the post office, looking like my man at the post office. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. He looking like it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And we have another sponsor to this podcast. Listen closely, man, because we accepting new applicants and new members. People always ask us, how did E.T. start speaking? How did he become the world's top speaker in the world? How did E.T. get to speak in front of the NBA, Fortune 500, the NBA, all of these, different organizations in corporate America, and, charge astronomical money to get to that level, all right? And the answer is he came through the Game Changers program. Not really, but he created the Game Changers program.
You feel me?
All right.
Yeah.
So everything that we...
No, I came through it too.
Right, so everything
CJ
that we
put me through
actually
it.
did...
Believe that.
Yeah, we've put into practice, and now we have certified speakers all over the country. You just heard me talk about Sean. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Val, who actually became one of the coaches, just out there killing it. Myself, E.T., and our certified coaches... let us help you, man. Let us help you turn your story into something that you can get paid for. Let us help you develop a career. If people are always telling you, shout out to Kendall. Kendall was a barber, and people were like, yo, you got a gift. And Kendall came to us now, and he's just out there killing it. So if you are one of those people who people tell you, man, you're magnetic, you always got great information, great resource, you like to make people laugh, you can inspire people, you can train people, you just want to be better as a presenter and public speaking, man, go to etagamechangers.com. All right, etagamechangers.com. We got another meetup coming up soon. I'll be at the live meetups. We'll be listening to you speak on stage and going to that next level right there in person. All right. So it's a phenomenal program. We would love it. Anybody in your life who knows you speak, who, or who can speak well, if they want to get, serious training and get certified by the world's #1 speaker, go to etagamechangers.com. All right. Real quick, man, before I know we got a little bit of time, but I ain't got no time, y'all. My grandma just walked in. Okay. My grandma just surprised me. She just walked in the crib.
Hey, Grandma. I love Grandma. All right, so give me 5 minutes. I got Toby's. I might actually had to come over to my brother's house and do the podcast. I got Toby's entire crew, his whole army, staying at the house. They pulled up with a tour bus in front of the house, and I mean, literally, Carl, a tour bus.
Hey,
right in
your
front
neighbors
of the crib.
will definitely be questioning you now, see?
Oh, yeah, no question. So, but anyway, man, sold out show in Atlanta Saturday night. Saturday night, 1,400 people in the building, man. It was incredible, man. Toby, bro, his show was so polished. Like, it was insane. He had a good time with the crowd, man. Just wanted to give him a big shout out. Super proud of him and what he's been able to accomplish, man. To go from, everything we talked about, you know what I mean? Like, Toby went through and he built it from, the ground up. I know he was just at a show in Chicago and he shut it down there, man. And he shut down Atlanta in an incredible way. So big shout out to Toby. And y'all go follow him if you don't already follow him, Toby, TOBENWIGWE. Check him out, man. This kid is incredible. His whole crew, like I said, staying at my house. It's an expensive grocery bill, but we're going to make it shake. I wanted to make sure we got that out the way. Anything else, E or Carl, before we get up out of here? Yeah, real quick. Yeah, real quick. And I'm in prayer, seriously, see. My feelings is hurt. I messed up. And in Dallas, I tripled the numbers from Phoenix to Dallas, and it's sold out. So we're actually sold out, but we're trying to see if we can find a hotel nearby where we could switch up and expand those numbers. Like I said, we tripled the numbers in what we did in Phoenix. We figured if we tripled it, we'd be good, but we're not.
We're not.
So we're looking for another venue.
Them the type of problems I like to have.
Chicago. But Chicago, we good. Please, Chicago, please, don't be like Houston. That sucker sold out with 3 weeks left to go. Like, it's April 1st today, it's April 20th, and it sold out Thursday. So a lot of y'all waited to the last minute in Dallas, and I may not be able to switch it because this joint is between Dallas, the Cowboy Stadium, and then the baseball stadium. Like that, we had a prime location, so I may not be able to switch it. But Chicago, don't do that. Don't do that, Chicago. Don't do that. Don't wait to the last minute and think that you can wait 2-3 days before and get your ticket. That may not be a reality. And that's on everything I love. This ain't God, y'all know me. This ain't no sales gimmick. Like, it's real.
Yeah, give him the link. E. You got to finish it off.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, I don't know the link. I don't know the link. I'm sorry. I don't know the link.
ET1%.com. ET1% and the number 1. So just ET1%.com.
Yeah, that's all I know. All I know is this. If you want to live like the 1%, for real, you got to execute like the 1%. You can't execute how you want to execute, how you feel like executing, what somebody told you execution was like. No, if you want to live like the 1%ers, you got to execute like the 1%ers, flat out.
Period, point blank, and stop being stagnant, all right? Okay, I guess that's it on the announcements. Quick nugget of the day so you and Grandma, what y'all got playing, man? What you and Grandma got playing?
She came to, my grandma, my aunt, my little cousin, they came to the Success Series tonight. So I'm about to take them out to lunch real quick. And we're going to go shopping, and they came to do the Success Series, and then they leaving right afterwards. I must be on Blaze. my grandma came all the way to see the Success Series.
No
I supposed to
pressure.
be blazing them.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
No
we
pressure.
gonna, we're gonna get that on.
All right, y'all wrap it up for me.
I'm
Let
sure
me get
we'll have
out
a
of here.
snippet that we can see in the morning. So we're looking forward to it. Other than that, hey, go
All right,
Green.
let me get out of here, y'all.
Shout out to them Spartans.
Go White.
Shout out to everybody in the bracket challenge. Appreciate all y'all joining. But y'all know after the Spartans win the Natty, I'm gonna win. So, oh yeah, please.
Just one more time before we go. Just one more time.
One more time. I appreciate y'all for listening, man. We love you. We'll see you next week. Go Green!
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all